welcome back. Today we're on chapter 13, published March 5th, 2022. Chapter 13. According to Greek mythology, humans were originally created with 4 arms, 4 legs, and a head with 2 faces. Fearing their power, Zeus split them into 2 separate parts, condemning them to spend their lives in search of their other halves. Plato. I have only ever spoken to him about the details in this chapter, and it's an experience probably better felt than described, but still I'll give it my best shot. I have been seeing the time 11:11 twice a day, every day for months, so often that I had no choice but to notice and begin to wonder what it meant. I had no idea at the time how to describe it, but I guess now I would say that it was like another nudge. A push to look beyond the numbers, beyond what I could see with my physical eyeballs. I was scrolling on Facebook one day and an ad caught my eye. Twin Flames, 11:11. Now I must proceed with another warning. At this time, the term twin flame holds no weight with me, and I believe that it's a concept that can be very misleading and almost dangerous if in the wrong hands. I've decided to include it here in case others have shared a similar experience, and because it happens to be an honest part of my story. When I clicked on the link, I came across the following. The twin flame connection can seem challenging, but for different reasons than soulmate connections. When twins meet, a process of purification called twin flame ascension is triggered, and challenges arise from the negativity being brought up for cleansing. Once your energies are purified, uplifted, and in alignment, balanced, and in harmony, difficulties will subside. There was also a list of stages: recognition, awakening, ascension, beginning, learning and evolving together, mirroring, running, chasing, vibrational alignment, and union. By nature, I am not a blind believer. I had never heard these words together before, twin and flame. But something about them struck me deeply, and the more research I did, the more undeniable it became. I couldn't dismiss that what I was reading, whether it was true or not, was actually describing this relationship exactly. For better or for worse, I have met my match. It's said that your twin flame is your perfect mirror and will reflect back to you everything that's holding you back from reaching your highest potential in this life. It's a connection meant to wake you up. It's rare, tumultuous at times, and intense, to put it lightly. They are you inverted. You are my mirror. Oh my. He has a soul. He is a soul. It's his soul that I love, not the person that he was. That's why he was 2 different people in my eyes. That's why I couldn't recognize him at times. That's why I couldn't unlove him. The love for him was unconditional because it was real and because it was actually beyond me. The way would never be to relinquish love. It would always be to embrace it. Holy shit. And if he is his soul, then I have a soul and I am my soul too. I had obviously heard the word soul before and probably even used it in some misunderstood or careless way, but I never knew it like I now knew it. How freeing. I promise you, when I next went outside, the world had changed. Like it was my first day on earth. It was brighter and more vibrant. The colors of the trees and the grass, the various shades of green, lime green to hunter green and every shade in between. To touch a leaf and feel the texture between my fingers, and to study it and see the veins under the surface and realize the miracle of a tree. And the color of the sky, my God, a blue that made me smile from the inside out. I swear I had not really seen it before. The sun was so bright that I almost couldn't keep my eyes open. At the same time, I could feel the heat penetrate my clothing and wash across my skin and filter through my pores and warm me from the inside and out again. And oh my, the flowers. If you know me, you probably already know my love for them. And if you love them, I automatically love you too. The flowers, the colors and the fragrances and the different sizes and shapes. How have I missed all of this? The birds and the bugs and all the other creatures here. Wow. I was so fucking free. No drugs or alcohol or men or anyone else involved. Just me. I was free. I forgave him. From the bottom of my heart, I forgave him. I understood now. The love was real, and that our love wasn't the problem. Love would never be the problem. Thanks, Granddad. The love was the only real part of our relationship. The things I did to push him and everyone else away and to protect myself were not me. They were me. My ego and my fears that were so deeply rooted in my human form. That was the lie. And this was true of him too, true of all of us. And if I never saw him again, it would still be true, and I was incredibly thankful. I forgave my mother and anyone else who had ever hurt me. I sincerely but silently asked for forgiveness from anyone I had hurt. I forgave myself. I then immersed myself in this new knowing, this new world. I lost interest in the things of my old world entirely. I came across a list Oprah had compiled of her favorite soulful books. I bought a bunch of them, turned off the TV, put down the phone, and read. I found some brilliant writers, all of whom had gone through a similar experience. Eckhart Tolle quickly jumped to the top of my list, as his simplicity was just what I needed at the time. He wrote of how he was desperately lost in his suffering, and just at the point where he was ready to give up, he awakened to what he really was. He spent a couple of years just sitting on a park bench in bliss, and frankly, I secretly wished that I could do the same. That was not to be my path, though. I would be needed elsewhere. I never stopped going to meetings, but I added some other things like yoga and meditation, and I started writing again. I had stopped writing years prior when New York told me that my writing was too cinematic. I was just too scared. I wrote a poem with my daughter and his children equally in my mind. I turned it into a children's book and used all of my daughter's artwork as the illustration for the pages. We called it Where to Find the Magic. Sweet, sweet child, come let me give you a clue to the questions you'll someday have and the answers you'll wish you knew. It felt like I was floating everywhere I went, and I swear I could have just floated right out of my body and out of this world whenever I wanted. Other amazingly otherworldly things happened too. One thing I can confirm is that angels are real. I started to write this memoir in an attempt to understand and explore more fully this whole amazing experience. And then there was him again. Ping, the email notification with a heartfelt apology and a link to the following video. I'll put it in the description. Most people don't know this about me, but I have a teeny tiny Disney princess living inside of my heart. And if there was ever a way to reach her, this was it. Of course, this was something he knew. Round 10, 11, who knows? But here we go. Once more. Chapter 13. I feel like that's a lot of silence for a video, but it seems to me important to expand a little bit on the twin flame concept. And it's interesting because I just had one of those weeks. I just had a really rough couple days, and And why am I the worst talker in the whole world? So, I understand I'm the worst talker in the whole world. In the whole world. That's why I write, because I can get it all out. I can take my time. But having to sit here in front of you and talk is not easy for me. So I guess it's good practice, huh? So anyway, I had a rough week, and so sometimes I'll find inspirational videos on YouTube and I'll just listen to them and let it seep into my brain and alleviate some of the pain that's happening, right? So last night I came across this one video and this lady was talking about soulmates and twin flames, and she said you are your own twin flame. She said it just like that, very matter of factly, and I had never heard anyone say it like that before. And for a very long time, there was something about the idea that just didn't sit well with me, because it really can keep you stuck, keep you betting on a person who might not ever get their shit together, right? So then it disempowers you on your own path, just waiting around for someone to choose you. And I, and it just felt wrong. Like there's so much, there's like a million tarot readers out there, and there's, you know, like every week there's, oh, they're coming back and blah blah blah, but it keeps you stuck. It kept me stuck for a long time, when really the truth is, he was always pointing me back to me. Whenever I was running away from the connection, who was I really running from? Me. Whenever I found myself chasing him, who was I really chasing? Me, right? He doesn't owe me anything. I don't owe him anything. I owe me. I owe me. Am I making any sense at all? I don't know, but it just really helped me to hear that. Like, I am my own twin flame. And today I am choosing me. I am choosing to show up for me every single day, no matter what anyone else chooses. It doesn't it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not the same girl I was when I started this journey of this twin flame story, right? So, yeah, I don't really like that label. I don't really like labels in general. I don't like putting myself in a box. I just think it's too limiting, and it makes me feel caged, and I want to break out and I want to burn the shit down. That's just what my person likes to do. So, anyway, I was having a rough couple days, and I am reading this again and remembering the freedom of knowing deep down what really matters. And that I can look at the world that way anytime. I can choose that anytime. So I look at that experience as the most amazing gift that I've ever received. And, when it wears off and life gets in the way, it becomes something you have to choose intentionally. Um, and I want to choose it. I want to choose it. So I guess that's all. If you want to see the most beautifully sad love story, watch the link I'll put in the description. There was no song for this chapter, it was just that video. So I guess that's all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. And we'll see you next week. Chapter 14.